very informal. So don't be like restricted, and you see we're still arranging our stuff. So give the floor to Iskandar Domla, if you don't mind, Domla.
Okay, I don't. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. May I begin? Yes. I will stand until I am comfortable, and then I will sit down if you don't mind. So when the Rabapa invited me to this event, I was genuinely surprised because first of all, I wear a beard, and you know that at official places, people with beard are not very welcome. And second thing is that usually TEDx invites the brightest people. So thank you very much for thinking that I am one. So today our topic is called being while becoming, and also ringing while speaking. I don't have that intense interaction with the audience, but I might ask you some questions in the course of my speech. So being while becoming, please raise your hands if you are trying to become someone. Everybody is, right? Whoever is conscious wants to get from point A to point B, right? Be it something material, something tangible, intangible, etc. So when we are trying to become someone, it is really important to know, to be conscious of the fact who we are, right? So we should not lose our identity. So, of course, this presentation was designed by Iskandar Sattiboyev, who just skipped the screen. So, whatever. Let's talk about Maslow's pyramids very briefly. Everybody knows this pyramid, and this pyramid is famous for describing human needs, right? And at the bottom, we have physiological needs. These are called the basic needs, because if we don't fulfill them, we just die. It's like food, drink, sleep, etc. And second thing is safety needs. For example, we need a shelter when it's too cold or too hot, or we need protection from wild animals and stuff like that. And the third thing is love and belonging, which is friends, family, and other social relations. And importantly, even animals have these needs, because every animal needs feeding. Every animal needs something like a den or a nest or something like that. And of course, we know that there are animals which live in an organized manner. Take, for example, wolves or dolphins, right? They form groups with which they hunt for other animals, etc. So it means that if we fulfill these three basic needs, we make no difference or no big difference from animals. So in order to show that we are humans, we have to go up, which is self-esteem. Self-esteem is when we respect ourselves for something. And the key word is for something. So in order to have some self-esteem, we must make sure that we have accomplished some certain task, right? Be it graduating from university, be it learning a foreign language or getting a good job, whatever. And of course, when we fulfill this need, still we are an average person, because there are literally billions of people who speak foreign languages, who have jobs, who have families, right? And it depends on who you want to become in future, whether you want to go to the top or not, right? Do I need self-actualization? And self-actualization means revealing our talents and our abilities which other people don't have, right? So please raise your hand if you want to be in that blue field. Okay? Good. To go from self-esteem to self-actualization, we have one big problem. What is it? Procrastination. One more click, please. Right. So I believe not everyone, well, at least I, suffer a lot from procrastination. Procrastination is when you keep delaying your tasks, right? And only you get up when you have some deadline and you have to finish something very quickly. Then it kicks in. So procrastination, some argue that is a product of biological evolution, and it has protective function. So it is useful for a person to have some procrastination. I might agree with that, but I suffer a lot from this, and lots of my tasks get delayed because of this. So I hate procrastination. And of course, while I'm talking about procrastination, it would be very logical to present the ways to overcome procrastination, right? So the next slide shows the main thing, right, which helps us to overcome procrastination, So please raise your hand if you are familiar with the concept of motivation. Everybody, right? Because every speaker from every corner is speaking about motivation. And motivation is a wonderful thing because it is 11 p.m., you are about to go to sleep, but motivation comes, right? And you lose your sleep, you get up, you open your computer or your book or whatever, and you do 1 month worth of labor within a couple of hours. Am I right? Right. So the wonderful thing about motivation is that it's like a drug, right? It boosts your abilities instantly. But what's the problem with motivation? Exactly. And the problem is that you don't know when it will go. Now you have the motivation, you have sat down, you have finished 2 pages, and then it vanishes in no time. Right? And you lose interest in your task at the instance when you are doing that. Right? So the problem with motivation is that it is a strong means of achieving goals. However, it's not reliable. So it's like poetic muse, you know. Some poets write long poems like odes and stuff within very limited time. However, then they just hang around for years. Why? Because they wait for their muse. Similarly, if you want to achieve your goals and reach that blue field only through motivation, it won't take you far, unfortunately. So what we have to do is discipline, or what we have to use is discipline. I don't know who the author of this definition is, but I love this definition. Someone said, discipline is to do something you don't want to do to achieve something you want to have. Right? So it is not very pleasant learning like hundreds of new words in a foreign language, or it might not be a very rewarding activity to keep writing pages and pages of research. However, do you want to have that PhD? Then please do that. Do you want to get 9 in IELTS? Then please do that, right? So when we are retreating to discipline, we must put our objective in front of ourselves and say that this is the very thing which will take me there. Otherwise, I will fail. So discipline is really important. So you say, okay, I have the discipline, everything is fine. How far do I need to go, right? How long is the path? How long is the road? The answer is, there is a Canadian journalist, psychologist, author, blah, blah, a very accomplished guy named Malcolm Gladwell. So he said that in order to become a master of a trade, you have to spend about 10,000 hours on that trade. So if you want to be an excellent teacher, a master in teaching, then you must spend 10,000 hours on teaching. Now, divide that by 5, right? You get 2,000 days, which is roughly 5 years. It's not very easy to become a master, is it? No. For example, these athletes from Uzbekistan received lots of medals this year, right? Who made us happy and proud. At least I was proud for Paralympic athletes, at least. So when we see their rewards, we say, he's so lucky, he got $200,000, he had a brand new car, he got a new flat, etc. But maybe they spent 20,000 hours on that task, right? So when you are dealing with discipline, keep in your mind that you have to go 10,000 hours. Maybe someone has already reached that height. Maybe someone is in the middle. Just keep this number in your mind. And next slide, please. Right. I didn't draw it. It's AI. So please raise your hand if you want to be the bestest, superest one in your field. I know the bestest, superest is grammatically incorrect. I'm just emphasizing the meaning, okay? Don't say he doesn't know comparatives. I know. So, it's not me, it's Elon Musk. You know Elon Musk, right? So he said, if you want to be number one in your area, number one, right? You have to spend at least 80 to 85 and you will be number one. And the problem here is that it has no end. That path has end. I mean, 10,000 hours and you are the master, congratulations, right? But if you want to be the best master, please spend 80 hours on your business, on your interest every single week, which is a hard burden. Do you understand? Right. And there is one more thing which I didn't include into the presentation, but I want to speak about right now. Raise your hand if you choose to be unsuccessful. Right. Raise your hand if you choose to be successful. Who doesn't, right? So, the thing is, consciously, we never choose to be unsuccessful. For example, those of you who pray never say, "Dear Allah, give me the biggest failure in my life," right? Nobody says that. But we do choose failure. How come? Instead of learning vocabulary, we choose not to learn. Instead of doing homework, we choose not to do. Instead of doing research, we choose to watch a video. These are small, teeny, tiny choices which have this avalanche effect. With years, they become a huge obstacle on our way and cause our failure. So if you want to be successful in future, then please pay attention to these small choices which you make every single day, every single hour. So mainly, to sum up, keep calm and work on. And hopefully, success will come. All right? Right.